Lori Fleckett of Soltar Solutions, and I'm here today with Janet Vanderbilt, and we are going to be talking about title insurance. Can you believe it? Such a strange topic for me to be talking about, but I'm so interested in it. So thanks so much for being here, Janet.
Thank you, Lori. It's great to be here.
So you're here from Trademark Title.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So tell me about what is title insurance?
That is such a good question. Not everybody really gets what it's for. They sometimes think it's really not important to purchase. But title insurance, to purchase an owner's policy for yourself when you're buying a home, is one of the most important pieces that you could purchase at that time. It protects you against any type of claim or title issues that may come up from prior individuals, prior heirs, those types of things. And believe it or not, it really does happen. The premium is very inexpensive. It is a one-time premium, and it protects you as long as you own the property.
That's amazing. I didn't know anything about it. I mean, I don't know. I've bought and sold 3 houses. How do I not know this?
Well, now you know.
I know. Now I know.
Did you buy an owner's policy?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, now you're going to be informed. And it is worth the money and the peace of mind that you will get from that.
It's really the unknown.
Yeah, it
That
is.
is the scary part.
Yes, it is.
So it doesn't sound like it's expensive. And
It isn't.
Does everyone have access to it, or?
Absolutely. And before the closing, once we have an order come into the office, we do always contact the consumer, talk about title insurance, let them know what the cost is, how it protects them. And truly, most of the people do purchase owner's title insurance, especially nowadays. They really do. It's seamless, it's easy, it's cost effective, and it's one of your biggest investments is buying your home.
Exactly.
And that's important to us at Trademark Title, that your home is your palace. It's your safety. It's where you go to raise your family and you live day-to-day life.
And you don't want any extra aggravation or hassles. And when you buy a house, you don't really know. Sometimes you have your inspection and all that, but you don't know exactly what you're buying. And sometimes the seller doesn't know what they're selling.
Correct. We don't know if there's liens out there, a party that has possession that has an unrecorded deed. We don't know that.
Right.
But getting that title insurance makes it very easy to resolve.
Right. So do the people who are buying the houses, do they normally contact you, or is it real estate agents or mortgage brokers? I mean, how does that work?
Well, typically for me, I market to the consumer, the real estate agents, the loan officers, but typically the consumer itself may look more towards the realtor or the loan officer for a reference as to which title company. They'll typically give them 3 choices, and I suggest that the consumer really do check out those 3 choices. Go on title companies' websites, see if they're certified. We all have calculators. We all have our underwriters, who they are. Make sure that the choice that you make for your biggest investment is the safest for your family enjoyment.
Well, that's always good advice. Yes. It's always good advice, so check it out. And the other thing about it is, is it normally something that you have to wait for, or is it something that you get maybe at the closing or prior to the close? How do you go about doing that?
Well, actually, that's a good question, Lori. Before the closing, the consumer, buyer, seller, they do get what's called their CD, their final statement beforehand, so they know what all their costs are in the breakdown. And in there is where we would have the title insurance premium, so they would have the choice if they want to purchase the owner's policy or not. But then those funds are collected at the actual closing, paid for then, and the policy comes to the consumer in about 30 to 60 days after closing. They get their policy, they add it with their current packet of papers, and they're good to go.
Okay, great.
There's nothing extra that they have to do or apply for or fill out any forms for it. We make it just that seamless.
Okay, great. That makes it much easier. And then the real estate agent, for instance, the real estate agent, buyer, seller, whatever, do they normally recommend it, or?
Yes, they do, because they themselves, as they've purchased homes and have had any kind of a title issue come up later, have realized just how important and the value of the owner's title insurance policy is. The lender always gets it. That's not an option. The owner's policy is an option. So they have learned, and it is important. And a lot of the realtors and lenders ask me, and I love sharing with them how important it is and give them some examples.
So what kind of things have you seen where people buy the house and they never expected to have a problem and they had the insurance? What kind of problems have you seen?
A lot of times after the closing, a contractor will show up at the door and they're going to file a mechanics lien because a new roof was put on 2 months before the closing, and it's $15,000, and nobody said anything, and now there is a real issue. If they didn't buy an owner's title insurance policy, that's fine. That is their choice. They will need to hire counsel or seek how to remedy that. If they bought an owner's title insurance policy, it's something that we would work through with them and see if, and make sure it's taken care of with their claim and see what it offers. Absolutely.
So you would manage that process?
Absolutely.
Oh, that would be such a load
Yes.
off
All they got to do
somebody's
is make a phone
mind.
call and we'll help them start the ball rolling.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I've heard of stories like that, so it
They
can't
do
be
happen.
that uncommon.
It isn't. It is really
Wow.
that unknown. And if you want that peace of mind at the closing, our closings have no surprises. They know what their costs are in advance. It's seamless. It's a really, really happy event. I love the title insurance business. That's the only career I've had in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah, I love working with
Really?
all the consumers, whether they're
Wow.
buying or selling or refinancing their home.
So what 3 things should people look for in a title company?
Well, everybody with the social media, everybody nowadays has ways to link in and find out about any type of service or company you're going to hire. Same with title companies. We all have our websites and our blogs, but absolutely check out our website. Check out who our underwriter is. Are we insured? Maybe call our underwriter and say, is trademark title of good standing? That's what you want to know. References, huge references. Check that out. But really, just look at the sites, do your homework as far as just checking some references. But that really is it. We also have online calculators, which are very easy to calculate your costs. But most of us that are very into the community, into the customer, our websites tell a huge story and very easy to follow and track and make your choices. It's not difficult to do it all.
Perfect. That's great. I'm going to really be paying attention to that because I talk about it a lot that I'm
Sure.
going to be selling my house and moving on to probably a different type of property, and I will definitely look into that. I'm big into insurance. You have to have it. I mean, you really need it. You never know when you're going to have to have it. It's very important.
Well, personally, I myself have had 4 properties. And truly, I've had to use it 4 times
Really?
from prior mechanics liens and those types of issues. Much to my
Wow.
surprise, and I'm in the business. It doesn't mean I have I could predict the future and know what's hidden out there. But I've never, ever had an issue. I've been very successful with submitting a claim and having those issues taken care of. It's been great.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for being here today. It's
You're welcome.
been wonderful.
My pleasure. Thank you, Lori, for having me.
You cleared up a lot of questions for me.
Good. I'm so glad. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Lori Fleckhead of Soltar Solutions, and I learned a lot from that show. I'm sure you did as well. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to see you there. Get more information about being an entrepreneur and just different things that you need to know in your life. Thanks so much. Have a great day.